Hi, I'm going to show you how to use the seaborn Python package on the Kebnekaise HPC cluster. For this course, using Python in an HPC environment as taught by these centers. We're going to search the Kebnekaise documentation for how to load this thing. We're going to find out what it is, why it's important, and we're going to create a plot with it. We stick to HPC things, so these are things you need to do on a cluster, you can do on a cluster. The things you can do on all computers, I won't discuss them in this video. Well, what is seaborn? Seaborn allows you to create figures. From this very simple code, it shows you this very simple figure. This is what it does. Seaborn is important because it's one of the most popular Python plotting libraries. It can be used to create publication quality figures. And there's a plotting library, and there's a gallery of all the plots it can create. Let's take a look here. And you probably see the plot you want to use. And if you click on any of these, you get like the code how to create this plot using seaborn. So that's very helpful. Good. Let's do the exercise. Exercise 1 is a minimal seaborn program, 2 is a minimal plot. Let's start doing them. Step 1. Use the documentation of the HPC cluster you work on. So for this, I'm going to move this window to the left of my screen. Now, I'm going to create a new search window. And I'm going to search for Kebnekaise HPC2N user documentation or something like this. And this takes us to the documentation of Kebnekaise. In that documentation, find the software module to load the seaborn Python package. So let's see where the search function is. There. And we work on seaborn. Ah, beautiful. It has its own pages. So I just picked the first hint, how to load seaborn. Here we see how to load the module for seaborn. This is a very long example. It loads a bit more than that. We're going to use this anyways, because this is what the documentation tells us to. Let's take a look at the answer. How I would have loaded it. Yeah, so there are simpler ways to do it. I'm going to stick to this and see if this works. Else I'm going to use my simpler answer that I also know that works. So, and actually it's the same version, so it doesn't matter. Good, so I'm going to copy this text and I'm going to run it on Kebnekaise because this is what we need to do now. Let's close this documentation. I know enough. I'm happy I could find it. And now I'm going to run it. If I paste this there, I'm going to make it in one line so I'm sure that it works and that there's no things going wrong with new lines here. So it's one big command. And here we see no error message. We see it worked happily. So now I have loaded. Now I should be able to use the seaborn Python package. Next step. On your HPC, create a script called that with the following code. Sure, copy this file name. I use nano file name I want it to create. Press enter and now we see this text editor. Copy paste the code, copy. Right mouse button, paste. I do Ctrl O to save. I press enter to accept. I press Ctrl X to exit. Now we need to run this script. Well, that is Python, name of the script. I use tab to autocomplete. And then what do we see? We see the version of seaborn. We can't directly see it here, I think. But we can see in the code we printed the version of seaborn. So this is the version of seaborn. Maybe in our command, oh yeah, it even matches the thing we used in our command, seaborn 0.13.2. And yes, this is exactly what it printed. It should match, and it does match. Next question. Even though the code shows nothing directly useful, why is this a useful exercise anyways? Well, if this does not work, seaborn does not work. So it's like our first litmus test to see if seaborn may work. If this does not work, seaborn will not work for sure. If this works, Seaborn probably works. But the real test is creating a minimal plot, and this is what we're going to do now. On your HPC, let's create a script called up. Let's do that. Copy. Oh, I don't need to just press up to go to my older commands and replace the 1 by a 2. Copy this text. I use Ctrl-Shift-V to paste. We see that there's this arrow here in Nano, and it shows that it doesn't fit on one line, but it is completely copy-pasted correctly, so no need to worry there. I do Ctrl-O to save. I press Enter to accept the name I suggested. I press Ctrl-X to exit. There. Now we run the script. Sure, I press up, replace this by 2. So now we've run our script. And now we need to check how this figure is created. One way to do it is ls. The file should be present. This is the file we created. And we can see it in this code here. This is exactly the same file name. So this is how we have our first idea that the figure is there. Like sometimes you can use eog on some HPC clusters, and sometimes it does still not work to view the file. This is not the case here. So you need to resort to other methods like downloading the file, or use the remote desktop environment to see it. Or probably there's another way to view the file that I'm not aware of, which is perfectly reasonable. But I have showed you how to create a plot using Matplot, using Seaborn for Kebnekaise. With this, I wish you a very good day. Bye.